Hi there, welcome everybody back to Lockdown Lessons, part 52 now. With me today, I've got Matt Wilson from Einstein Marketer. So firstly, I just wanted to say a big hello to you, Matt.
Hiya, mate. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
No problem at all. Good to see you again. So for people that actually don't know who you are among my connections, perhaps you could just give us a quick intro as to who you are, what you do and how you help people, mate.
Yeah, so my name's Matt Wilson. I'm the CEO and founder of a digital marketing agency called Einstein Marketer based here in the UK. And we predominantly help high ticket service providers, coaches, consultants, and then more professional service providers as well, accountants, solicitors, people like that, generate more clients into their business using sales funnels and paid ads. So we build funnels for people and all the pages, and then we help run their ads as well to drive leads and sales into their business. In a nutshell.
Fantastic, good answer. Now I'm fully aware of what a sales funnel is, but perhaps you could just expand on that a little bit more, Matt.
Yes, I mean, just the real short answer is a sales funnel is a system, a digital website. Let's say people might think it's like a website, but it's not. It's a bit more strategic than that. That's got a few goals. First one is to turn visitors into leads. So you've got loads of visitors coming to your site. You're driving them there for paid ads. They're finding you organically. How do you capture them so they're on your email list so that you can start building an email list of qualified subscribers that you can then communicate with and sell your other products and services? Then secondly, what you can try to do straight away, once you've then captured them, you can then try to move them into some sort of sales environment so that you can actually make a sale. And you can do this straight away. Some people, what they do is they'll just have an inquiry form on a website. That lead potentially might get called in a couple of days or something like that. What we're doing with a sales funnel is a lot more deliberate. Once they're on our email list and we've captured them, the next step is we're going to try to ask them to move into a sales environment to get them to hold their hands up. So for example, let's say your business sells most of your services on the phone because it's thousands of pounds. So that sale normally has to be done on the phone. The sales environment in your business is the phone. So the question has to become, right, how do we get this lead now? Because that's all they are. Now they're on your page and we can show them an offer. How do we make them an offer to actually want to jump on the phone with you so that they actually book a call in? You could be selling a product. So on that second page, you could actually make them an offer to buy a product like there and then. We're just making them an offer to do so. And then after that, it's about nurturing them afterwards to try to get the most out of all of the leads that you've captured.
Good.
Hopefully that wasn't too jargon filled for you.
No, absolutely not. I think you explained it really well, because I'm fully aware there are a lot of people that know exactly what a sales funnel is. Maybe they've dabbled in it before. Maybe they've made it work to an extent. Maybe they haven't. And there are also people out there that absolutely could use a sales funnel, but they absolutely know nothing about it. So I think you did really well explaining that. So in terms of going back to sort of March last year, then Matt, at what point did you think there might be a problem commercially when we realised we were going into lockdown?
I mean, for us, pretty much straight away, because we're a marketing agency predominantly, right? So people, our fee is made from the amount of money that our clients are spending on ads. On average, we manage about £500,000 a month in advertising. That's how much we spend in on ads for our clients, and our fee comes off of that number. So when COVID first hit, the first thing that everyone panicked first of all, and one of the first things businesses cut was marketing. It should have been the last thing that they cut, obviously, because that's what keeps the business going. But as people do, they panicked. And the first thing that we got was phone calls. Can you pause our ad campaigns? We just need to see what's happening here. And, it was a little bit scary. So in the first month, we lost about £250,000 in annual revenue. So we worked it out based on the business that we'd lost and the clients that had panicked and stopped spending. That equated to about £250,000 in annual revenue for that year. So it's a little bit scary, and that happened, straight away. Literally by the end of March, that had happened, and we were like, we need to do something. We need to do something here. We need to change something to get either these people back on board or to add something to our business to replace that revenue with.
Absolutely. So how did you manage to adapt to those issues that you saw people panicking?
Well, I mean, so at that time we only offered ad services. It was just one. We had one service. Like, we run ads. We'll create the ad. We'll run the ad. We'll drive the traffic to your pages, and etc. And at that point, what we used to do with our clients was we'd consult them on the funnel side of things, because you know, as a business, you can spend money, anyone can spend money on ads, and anyone can run an ad to drive people to a website. That's easy. How you get them to convert is the hard part. And what we used to, you know, that's the funnel side of things. And we used to do a lot of consultancy included in our package for our clients, because we'd say, you know, for example, oh, you want us to run ads to this page? Well, you know, we need to change this and we need to change that because that's not going to convert. And it was very casual.
Yeah.
So what we did was we launched a deliberate service. We added a bolt-on service to our business where we actually did the work, because we have built, well, now we've built over 500 funnels over the years. Yeah, a lot. So we really know what we're doing, and we've systemized the process for you know, very, very easily, because we've done it so many times at that point. So we said, look, why don't we just add this as a service to our clients now? So not only do they get ads from us, but they also know that the place where the ads are going to run are optimized for conversion. They're going to get in the most leads possible, going to generate the most sales possible. And we just launched this service at the time. It was a completely done for you service. You know, look, how about this? Not only will we run your ads, but if you buy at this price and buy this package, which includes that, we'll also build your whole funnel. We'll write all of the sales copy for it, because we've got an in-house copywriter. We'll design the pages, we'll build it, we'll integrate it, we'll take all of that work off your hands so that you've got a funnel. And that really, really works, because not only did we have something to go to our existing clients with, and they all loved it, so they all sort of ate that offer up. But then also, as we were then generating new clients coming in, we also had something else to sell them. And, you know, that was a high price thing. That was, well, depending on the funnel, anywhere from 5 to 12 grand. So it massively helped us not only replace that revenue that we'd lost, but then we ended up finishing the year in, well, what year was that now? 2020, it's all rolled into one year, isn't it? 2020, we ended up finishing stronger than the year before. So not only did we replace the revenue that we'd lost, we ended up making up for it because we added that bolt-on service as well.
Interesting. So do you think you'd have made those changes if it wasn't for COVID, Matt?
Definitely not. No. Definitely. I mean, maybe the conversation might have happened later on in the year or further on down the line where, you know, how can we scale this even further? What else can we up? But it made it a necessity. You know, it made it literally, there was a gun against our head, you know, yeah. So, and you always tend to be a little bit more creative if that's the case, because, you know, you've got to do it. It's a must, right? So it definitely helped speed up the process, that's for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. Someone once said necessity is necessity is the mother of invention. I think I've seen loads of small businesses doing the same thing. You know, gyms renting out their exercise bikes and treadmills to people because they couldn't make money any other way. I've seen a shipping company that only predominantly work with garden furniture, shipping it from the Far East to the UK, just change and start shipping PPE equipment in huge quantities. And everyone has seemed to be, well, not everyone, but smart guys have actually thought, hang on a minute, this isn't really working right now. We need to come up with a new idea. So what's going to work better for me? So what are your plans going forward then, Matt? I'd be interested to find out.
So what we've, like this year, what we've been focusing on massively, which we've just sort of launched, is more of a education and coaching business, you know, because we actually do it for people. So we actually do, we do all of the work, we build all of the funnels, we run all of the ads. But it's quite an expensive service, you know, to hire an agency. You know, you're looking at thousands of pounds a month potentially, and then, you know, for us to build a funnel, you're looking at 5s and 10s of thousands of pounds. So what we wanted to do, we have a lot of people, because of the stuff that we do, that are aware of us. We've got a great blog. You know, our blog is just a free resource that we've been building up for about 5 years now, einsteinmarketer.com, and we get on average now about 50,000 visitors organically a month to that page. So we get a lot of people coming to us asking for help, but they're not ready. It's not that they can't afford it all the time. It's that they don't need it, you know, because someone will say to me, for instance, we have this all the time. I want to hire you as an agency. Can you run all of my ads? And I'll say, yeah, great. Okay, what's your budget? What's your monthly budget? And they'll say, oh, I've got 500 quid to spend. Okay, say, okay, but we charge you £1,000 for that. So it doesn't make sense for you, if you're going to spend £500 on ads, to then pay an agency £1,000 to run it. What would be better for the client if we can teach them and support them in doing it themselves, so that they can put that extra money into the ad spend. And that's what we've been sort of focusing on this year, is how to create a solution for those people, the clients that don't need or are not ready yet for an agency, but the lack of knowledge in marketing and conversion and funnels is what's holding them back to actually grow their business. So we deal with a lot of coaches, PTs, business coaches, speaker trainers, like all the different types of coaches, right? Life coaches. One of our clients is a dog whisperer. So she teaches animal owners, dog owners specifically, how to better communicate with their dogs and train them and all that. So she's amazing. Her name's Isla Fishburne. And people like her, what's holding them back is their knowledge of this stuff, and they don't necessarily need an agency. So what we've been putting in place this year is it's like a done with you coaching program where we can support them through it. We've systemized and modularized everything from our scripts to our templates and the training and all that stuff, put it into a members area. And then what we do is we have weekly group coaching sessions with our clients on teaching them how to actually implement it at a much lower entry level. So it's helping a lot more people. And that's what we're really focusing now on scaling, because so far we've only really internally launched it, to our email list, to our existing customers. So we got our existing customers going through it right now. We haven't sort of gone out to the world with it yet, because we want to try and, make sure all of the holes are plugged before we do that. But that's where our focus is going to be now, how we move into becoming an education company as well as a done for you company, because we can definitely help a lot more people by being that.
Fantastic. I've seen this happen quite a lot of times with a lot of businesses I work with. They've got a sort of a product ladder, and for those of you that are watching this that don't know what I mean by a product ladder, it's sort of creating a list of products within your company from the bottom up, where the top rung of the ladder is the most expensive premium rate product, and the bottom rung might even be a free offering you've got, might be a lead magnet, a free giveaway, a free report or something, and everything in between. But what I see, Matt, is that you'll see most companies don't have a higher priced offering or a lower priced offering, or maybe there's a big gap in the middle of that ladder that I think sort of them speaking to someone like yourself could help with that, because I'm sure you're able to consult them and offer them ideas and suggestions as to what they need to do to complete that ladder, which enables them in turn to take the people at the bottom of the ladder right up to the top, if that's the route they need to go on, right?
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, we call it a value ladder, but it's the same thing as what
Absolutely,
you're talking about there. Yeah, product ladder, same thing. What's the entry point? What's the ultimate goal? Where do you want those people to ascend to? And it's building a business, a system, a funnel that ascends people through that seamlessly. You can do that on the page, obviously, by building different steps, email follow-up sequences, adding in phone calls and webinars and things like that into the overall sort of strategy to ascend people through. And that's basically it.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Well, what I find quite interesting as well on the marketing side is the number of people I get coming to me and saying, LinkedIn works, LinkedIn doesn't work, funnels work, funnels don't work, Facebook works, Facebook doesn't work. And you think, well, might it not be the strategy within that marketing medium? Because you can't say that Facebook doesn't work or LinkedIn doesn't work. What you can say absolutely is the way that you actually attempted to use LinkedIn or Facebook might not work. There's a better way, because we all know there are plenty of people out there making very good money from online resources, whether it's PPC. And let's face it, there might be certain media that might be wrong for your industry as a whole, but generally speaking, from what I've found, is most things work if they're done correctly. So if there's anyone watching this out there that actually needs to find out more, then I'd encourage them to speak to Matt and his team, who can guide you through some of the areas. So final two questions I've got for you, Matt. So who's your ideal customer? If your ideal customer's watching this right now, what do they look like? What sort of business? And also, what sort of problems are you going to solve for them?
So our ideal customer is a expert in their space. Let's just chunk it up to expert, right? So someone that sells their advice or training or consultancy or something like that already has at least a piece of that value ladder that we just spoke about in place. So for instance, like we call ours, like our avatar, for instance, is one of them is Catherine. And this is actually based off an actual client, because she was just amazing to work with. So her name was Catherine Morgan, by the way. She's a financial coach. So she teaches financial advisors how to add on a service to their company, which is to consult on their clients in financial mindset, how to have a better relationship with money, right? and she does extremely well, very successful. And she was just a dream to work with. And what she already had that in place. So she had a service that she already offered, which was $5,000 at the time, but she was literally just relying on referrals, you know, and because she was good. So her business was up and down. One month she'd get 4 referrals, then she'd get none, then she'd get, you know, it's like that. But she already had that piece in place. So because of that, because she was already an expert, she already had her or a service in place, we could then help her, right, okay, so how do we now start from the bottom? How do we get people in? And then how do we ascend them up through that process? So we ended up creating with her and helping her create other little lower price products for it, and then built a funnel, which is designed to ascend them from a free book, in her case, from a free book right the way up. And we helped her sort of come up with that, and then built all of her funnel and run all of her ads for her. You know, so that's the person really, if they've got that service, and they've got a few clients, but they just need to sell more of that. They need to get it out there in a bigger way.
What if they struggle to create content themselves, and what if they are not particularly great in front of a camera, or they're not confident in front of a video camera?
Yeah, so like that doesn't matter as much. Like we've got a lot of clients obviously that don't do any video, so there's no video in their funnels whatsoever. Video definitely helps. So our ideal client would be someone that can do that, because you'll definitely get better results, but it's not a necessity. So we've got you know, right now that we're actually building funnels for right now, 4 people that have just got no video in their funnels. One of them is a property management company. So what they do is they deal with contractors, property investors that are doing renovations and all of this sort of stuff. They manage suppliers, they manage all of that stuff for the buyer. And there's no video in their funnel whatsoever. Literally, it's just free lead magnet, make them an offer to get a call booked, no video whatsoever. And they've just signed. We only got their funnel live 3 weeks ago, I think it was, and they just signed their first client, which is going to be worth about, once the project's finished, in about 7 months, it's going to be worth about 70 grand to them. Amazing. And we literally only just turned it on. No video in that funnel whatsoever. So it can be done. It just definitely helps, because especially for that type of market, if you're an expert and you're effectively getting them to buy into you, if you're the coach, it helps massively. So that company that I just mentioned obviously isn't that. They're not that in that niche. They're a brand, they're a company. So it's not as important. But at the end of the day, if you are the face of it, if you're selling your knowledge and your expertise, then it will massively help, obviously, because you're asking them to buy into you. So what we do to support people like that is we'll give them coaching and scripts and things like that for videos, because like we said right at the very start of this conversation, before we started recording it, a lot of the time you can learn it. You know, after you've done one, after you do one, you're like, that's horrible, I look horrible, I sound horrible. But after a while, you know, you just get more confident and you don't care as much. It's just about having that support, I think, really.
Good.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure, Matt. So if anyone wants to get in contact with you right now, how best can they reach you?
Just go to einsteinmarketer.com, really, I think, you know, and just contact us through there. Some of our funnel URLs, I won't say them here because they're a little bit longer and they're harder to find. So you can find them all on einsteinmarketer.com, you know. Jump into one of our funnels. That's the easiest thing to do.
Good stuff. And also, if they direct message you via LinkedIn, would that be an issue?
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, so LinkedIn or Instagram's better for me because I spend much more time on Instagram. So Matty, M-A-T-Y Wilson, all one word. Matty Wilson is my Instagram handle because I check that quite regularly. But yeah, just reach out. I'm always the one handling it personally as well. So if you contact me on that platform, it'll be me messaging you.
Good stuff. Well, thank you very much, Matt. It's been an absolute pleasure, and hopefully a few of the people watching this will have actually got some value from it. So yeah, catch up soon.
Yeah, no worries, Phil. Thanks for having me, mate. Pleasure.
Take care. Bye.